So it's Wednesday the 27th of January, and I thought it was about time we did a little example of standing waves. So what have I got here? Well, I've got a signal generator, and if I just move this, here I've got a mechanical oscillator that has a pin in the middle, and it pushes up and down clearly at the frequency that I set the cell signal generator. So I've got frequency and amplitude, and I've got some semolina grains that I've just dropped on top. So I'm going to turn the frequency down, the amplitude down. I'm going to turn it on. We won't hear much. I'm going to turn up the amplitude, and we've got a hum. Now, if I increase the amplitude, my semolina grains are clearly moving more. Now, I've got a little bit of a drift going on there. It's a bit of a Heath Robinson affair. I should really use a plate of hardball, but I can already see that there's almost a little bit of a pattern forming. I'm going to up my amplitude. Let's see what's happening to those semolina grains. Well, they're dropping off the end there on this side, so we still need probably just to move it a little. Just want to get it to be level effectively. That's looking level now. I'm just going to add a few more grains in. We'll just drop a few in. Now I'm actually getting a little bit of a pattern. Just add a few more in. Keep losing them. There we go. A few more in. Okay. Now then, let's change the frequency. So we're going up. So 100 Hertz at the moment is the bottom frequency. Just get my hand in the way there. What you can see. You can hear it go up. Not a lot happening that's special. Keep going. It's all sort of bumping about. I'm going to turn the amplitude up to max. You can hear it's a bit louder as well, can't you? Just to be clear, if I put the internal speaker on, that's the sound, but it's the mechanical oscillation of this that's making the sound. It's almost kind of like a speaker. We'll go up our frequency a little bit more. Let's just have a little bit more grains. So some more grains. We'll change our frequency. Oh, it's getting pretty fast. Now that pattern has definitely changed. Oh, nothing. Oh, aha. You can see how I went up and then went down. And we've got some sort of clever pattern there, haven't we? Clearly, there is some resonance effect. And what's really cool is, if I just touch here, everything carries on as normal. I'm feeling no amplitude at all on the corners. Whereas here, you can see that the particles have stopped moving, and now the amplitude is massive. If this was a string, what you'd effectively see is a standing wave with the string getting big amplitude here, and a tiny amplitude there. Now there's a Latin name for that, and it's called nodus, or the knot. So if it was a string, this would be the part that doesn't move, and if it was a standing wave on a string, this part would be moving up and down really fast. And we've clearly got a pattern that goes across. Now, this is a very just simple one, and if you get some more advanced equipment, you can get some really cool standing wave patterns. Let's see if I can, we'll go down a second. You can see how it's dropped off, hasn't it, that amplitude? And if I now go even lower, we're getting, here's a lot of motion. So now there's motion here, but not here. So the pattern's changing, isn't it? What are we forming now? Give it a bit of time to form. We seem to be having not a lot of motion here, and motion here. But here, again, there's hardly anything happening. So motion here, not a lot here, not a lot here. Let's go down in our frequency again. Now the pattern's changing again. Now it's all going a bit crazy, apart from, seems to be quite flat here and here. Then there's a lot of motion here on the corners. So these corners have got a massive amount of motion. Whereas if we go right up with our frequency again, we pick that point, these corners again have gone to practically nothing. And we're clearly forming that really cool star shape. So that's not me doing it, is it? That's slowly the particles working their way out. Oh, we've lost our frequency. I think we've got a bit jammed on the oscillator. Let's see if we can try and find it again. And there we go. It's even more unusual now. Sometimes the mass, there's too much semolina in the mass, stops you from getting a pattern. We can go right down. 100 Hertz, we're back to the start. So there you go, standing waves with animated signs. It's Mr. Powell on the 27th of January 2016.